to join before I start explaining. I'm just bringing it up on my iPad because it's loading. Right, here we go. So I hope everyone is well. It's another late one because the cake doesn't have to be done until 11 AM tomorrow. It will be done tonight, but because it doesn't have to be done until 11 AM, I'm gonna just do it late, basically. Whereas if it was a really early morning one, then I would normally do it a bit earlier. Hi Josh. I'm just upping the quality before we get started because I'm hoping we don't have any issues. It looks a little bit blurry, so I'm just trying to sort that out before we actually start doing anything and before people join. So I'm just going to amend it on my phone just to make sure that it's all fine. We're going to try no Wi-Fi and hopefully that will be better. Sorry guys, I'm just making sure the quality is good before we actually start. It doesn't look like it's great, which is really annoying. Right, I think we're better now. Yeah, cool, perfect. So, hi Decadent Desserts, I'm having a break from having a nightmare in the kitchen today. Please let me know what the issue is. Vent to me. Perfect timing, just finished a cake. Good! We're doing a golf cake today. It's very, very easy. It is still like a complex design, but basically it's got loads of fondant stuff on it, which I didn't make, so we love that. It was made by someone on Etsy. I will link them. I think they're called Gale Cakes, and that's Gale as in Gael on Etsy. But she made these golf toppers, so the customer obviously paid for those. And we're literally doing a green drip cake. It's got a white drip, and then I've got to put some grass on the top of it, and then I'm making some little white golf balls, but only like half ones, you know, like semicircle ones, and then I've just got to imprint them to make them look like a golf ball. Very, very simple. So yeah, it's going to be an easy one, so that's good. And then tomorrow, I don't know if there's any windows open in here, but basically my dad's birthday, it's next week, but we're having a party tomorrow. He knows about the party, but he doesn't know about the cake, or he probably is, he's probably a guest, but yeah, so I've made the cake, it's crumb coated, but I'm thinking that I prefer to do 2 lives. I just prefer not to double up lives. I thought that I would, but then now I'm like, no, we're not gonna do that, because I'll 1, be up till ridiculous hours, and 2, he's not going to get out of bed until like 10 AM. It's a Saturday, he doesn't have work, like he's not going to be out of bed early. So I'm thinking that I can literally get up, maybe start the live at like 8:30, and yeah, he won't be around to see it. So what I'm probably going to do, I mean, it might be earlier than that, so set your alarms, but I will schedule it, so as soon as I'm up I'll schedule it so that you know when it is, but it's planning to be early. So yeah, that's the plan. Tomorrow's live will be early, and it includes fondant stuff, so we'll do that first because it has to set. It's got some fishing stuff going on it, and then I know I'm really last minute with this, so we need to do that. To be fair, I might do the fondant bits tonight if this is a quick live, and then you can see that at the end if you want to stay. So that's the plan. We're doing 1 cake tonight and then 1 in the morning tomorrow. So that's what we're doing. Hi Denise. My carrot cake messed up, so I had to make another one. Brownies have come out thin for some reason. Have to drop off the brownies at 8:30 AM, haven't decorated the brownies or cakes, and just washed up and wondered why my slipper was wet. Realised the pipe has disconnected and flooded my kitchen, and I don't have a mop or bucket. Oh my god, that sounds like you're having a right mare. The brownies, I would say you don't have to worry about. I wouldn't worry about those. I feel like they're the least of your worries out of all those things. I think probably focus on the cake, because like brownies, as much as I like to have them set in the fridge so that they're nice and gooey, it doesn't matter if they're not, because the customer can put them in the fridge and they're probably not going to eat them straight away. I doubt they're going to eat them at 8:30 a.m. So I would just, even if you did them really late tonight and then just drizzle the chocolate and everything in the morning, you can just say to them, please put them in the fridge. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about those too much. I would say prioritize the carrot cake and maybe try and put some towels down in the kitchen where it's flooded first. But yeah, that sounds not very nice, so I hope that you sort that out soon. Right, so we are going to get started. My mum is making tea, right on cue, so that'll be ready for me in a second. So it's lemon cake, so we have some lemon buttercream and it had lemon curd in it. So I don't make my own curd, just to put it out there. I buy it from Tesco's. It's easier, it tastes the same. No one is fussed as to whether I make my own, so I just buy it. So we use lemon curd in it, and then we're using white chocolate spread for the drip, because I still have some. I've got 2 jars left. Haven't found any more of it, so I'm probably gonna use that spread that I bought from Cake Decorating Co, because I can melt that and then I'll use that until that's gone, and then hopefully I will find some white chocolate spread, because it's cheaper and it's like in a Tesco's, so it's easier to get rather than having to order online and wait if they have it in stock. So yes, that's what we're doing. And also this is really like darkening nicely. I made this about 20 minutes ago, and I've thrown it away now, but I used the Colour Splash Forest Green to make this colour. It's the only colour of buttercream that we have on this cake. It doesn't have any others. We're literally just doing a green outside. So yeah, it's coloured really nicely. I didn't use crazy amounts either. I didn't put it in the fridge. Hasn't been in the fridge at all, and as you can see, it's quite dark. So I'm quite pleased with that. Usually you have to put the darker colours in the fridge, but it doesn't seem like we're going to have to. So this is the lemon cake, and then I do also have the other one in the fridge. This is the other one. So they basically look the same. They're both 6-inch. They're both, I don't have a tape measure, but it's approximately 7-8 inches tall. As usual, and this one is Victoria Sponge, and that one is lemon, like I said. So yeah, we've got both of those in the fridge. So I'm going to pan you down a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing. There you go. God, I can never sort out this tripod, I swear. Right, so I've ran out of piping bags, so we're gonna have to. I've got 2 which I can reuse. I've washed them and I'm reusing them, which some people may be happy to hear, because I always get told off for not reusing them. But yeah, I literally was meant to go on Amazon and order those blue ones that I always have, and then I had them in the basket and for some reason got sidetracked and then didn't order them, and they would have needed to be ordered like this morning in order to get here for 7 p.m. So we didn't do that, but it's fine. We will have to work without. My mum's just brought me tea, so we love that, thank you. So we are just going to use our spatula to put this on, which I hate doing, but I don't have an option because we have no piping bags that I can use, because I need to save them for when I actually use the piping tips, opposed to when I'm just layering the cake. So we are just going to roughly put this all over. Have you tried Black Forest Gâteau or made it? I've tried it and it's really rich, which is why I personally don't make it. But I do want to have it on the menu just because I have had someone before say that they love the chocolate cake, but they would also love if I did one that was like a really rich chocolate, because mine isn't, just because I don't like rich chocolate. So, but yeah, it's definitely something that I need to try out because people want it on the menu. But yeah, it's not something that I've tried. I don't like things that are too sickly, which is why I literally like never eat my cake. As much as I do love my cakes, I don't eat them very often. Only at like family parties. Like tomorrow I'll be eating my dad's cake, but I won't be, I will not be eating crazy amounts just because it's a bit sickly. I'm not really a sweet person. I prefer savoury things. So we are just roughly putting this on. I'm quite surprised how semi-neat this is because I normally always use piping bags. Right. Right, now we just need to smooth it. Right, now onto the sides. Oh yeah, I needed to mention, so I don't know if anyone's seen it. You may have done, you may have not. But basically I've added a extra tier to my members because currently it's just got the emojis on it, like the badges that you can use in the live chat. But I've added a live tier. So to kind of like explain it, because I feel like people might get a bit confused. So I'll still be doing the lives, but it just helps me out a bit. It's a very small charge for you guys, but it kind of like supports me for my time because, as you all know, the lives take forever sometimes like 3 hours. So what I'm going to be doing is I will be doing lives as and when, but this is basically a guaranteed live every week. So there's 2 decorating ones a month and 2 Q&A ones. So the Q&A is a members only, and same with the other live. And it basically means you can ask whatever questions you like. They won't get lost in any chats. And you also don't have to message me on Instagram and wait for a reply. And it's just kind of like a private live, basically. But I will still be doing normal ones. They'll just be on top because there's some weeks where I do like 4 lives, which is a lot, especially when they're like 2.5 hours each. And obviously I love doing them, but in order to like make sure that I can do them, it's also quite nice to kind of get a little bit of support for it. I know obviously some people won't necessarily have the money to do the membership option, which is why I will keep doing the lives. But it basically means that if you want to watch every... My internet is playing up as usual. So yeah, but if you want to check that out, it will be linked down below, or it should be, if you're watching on a desktop, I believe. I don't think it's on my iPad. I can't see it on there, but yeah, if you want to have a look, then go and look on there. But it's basically just extra lives than you already get. So yeah, that is what that is, because I made a post about it earlier, so I thought people might be curious as to what that is. So hello to everyone that's joining, because I don't want it kicking anyone out. So if anyone has just joined, we're doing a golf cake. So it's very, I'm assuming it's the Wi-Fi. Right. So I'm just trying to smooth this layer. There are so many air bubbles in this buttercream today. Perfect, so I'm just going to flatten the top and then that is done. And then we just need to do the drip, pipe a little bit of grass on the top, and then it's literally done. So I'll probably finish off by doing some of the fondant bits that I need for tomorrow, because we're going to be done really quick. Right, I think that's going to be the front. Yeah, so that's going to be the front. I'm just going to mark it. And then we're going to shove that in the fridge and melt our drip whilst that's just setting. I'm using thinner boards than I normally do, and they're really annoying me. Right, so right, I'm going to wash my hands, and then we are going to melt our drip. So Right, let's go to the microwave. So, bring you up a little bit. So, if anyone has any questions, now is the time to ask, because you have my full attention while we melt this. So, I am so hungry. I need some snacks, but I don't know what I want. I got, which was so nice. I got the, what do you call it? You know the Christmas boxes of Chris, where they come in like the kind of like drum, like the cylinder, sorry. I got some mini cheddars that came in one of those, and they're just normal mini cheddars, but the fact that they came in one of those little Christmas tins, I was so excited about it. And I finished them so quickly. It was quite shocking how quickly I managed to eat through like a family size box of mini cheddars. So we've done 25 seconds. We're going to do another 20 and then it should be done. What do you use for drips? I either use chocolate spread, so today we're using white chocolate spread, and then I either use the Cadbury one or the Stockwell from Tesco's, because I mainly shop at Tesco's. That's for milk chocolate, I use the Cadbury or the Stockwell. And for if I don't use chocolate spread, which is very rare because I really dislike using anything other than that, so like black drips, I can never do it with chocolate spread because it thickens too much. I only use milk chocolate spread if it's milk chocolate. I don't colour it because it's just a pain. The white chocolate is a lot more runny than the milk chocolate. So for black drips, I use royal icing, you know, like the powder that you mix with the water. So much easier. It is usually very hard to get it to not be too runny. Usually my drips do hit the board if I'm doing cakes like that, but it's so much easier to do a black drip rather than it just solidifying on the cake and being really, really thick and just not looking nice. But yeah, if I can't do either of those, then I do chocolate and oil. However, I do find that the oil sometimes separates, which again, you don't want. So I try and avoid using that as much as possible because I really dislike it. Doing my first Biscoff cake, any tips? Not that I can think of. For the drip, it's the same as chocolate spread. I just melt it for 20 seconds and then another 20. And that's pretty much it. I don't think it's much different to any other flavour. You just got to make sure that if you're putting Biscoff spread in the centre, because it is so runny, more runny than say like jam, you have to be really careful when you're stacking it because it does just slide around all over the place. So I do stack it and then refrigerate it before I do the outside part of the crumb coat, because if you do the outside part, it's likely to just slip over. So I always just leave that until the last minute. Right. Would you ever consider doing a tutorial on icing a cake, like how to hold the scraper, the angles, etc.? I struggle with smoothing even with a metal scraper. I need help. Oh, that's really cute. So I do plan on doing that. I need to just film it. So I've got a cake next week, which I will probably have time to do it for, because that's the issue. It's whether I have time. But especially because I do the lives. But I will try and film next week's and do it as a tutorial where I feel like I need to do it as a live. I don't know if you would prefer that, only because I feel like if I do a tutorial, I'm going to miss something. Like, because I do it in like 5 minutes and I do it every time I make a cake, I feel like it's just like second nature to me. Whereas if I did it on a live, you can say like, oh, you've missed this part, how do you do that? And you can ask questions throughout. I feel like that will be a lot more helpful. So I might do it as a live, and I can schedule it, and then if people miss it, then you can just come back and watch it another day. Yeah, I think that's probably the easiest way to do it, because then you can ask questions throughout, which means that I'm not going to miss anything. Thank you so much. I'm doing my first ever drip cake tomorrow. Hopefully it will go well. I'm using chocolate spread. Yeah, fingers crossed. I would just recommend melting it twice. You can, like this, if you melt it for 25 seconds, it is runny, but as soon as you put it on a cake that's been in the fridge, it sets really quick. So what I do is I make it over runny, because then when you put it on a cold cake, it's gonna set, but not too quickly, that it's not gonna drip enough and be like nice long drips. So I do it for 25 and then 20, or like 20 and 20, whichever. The extra 5 seconds doesn't make too much of a difference, but yeah, I aim to do it for 2 lots of melting, just so that it has plenty of kind of like give. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I'm trying to like show you how runny it is. It's literally like water. So that's how you want it to be, and it's really, really runny. And then as soon as you put it on the cake, it drips really fast, but then because it's on a cold cake, it stops pretty quick. Right, so because it's a white drip, we don't need to do anything to it, because white chocolate spread is very white as it is. So I'm not going to add anything to it. It just potentially changes the consistency, which we don't want. Hi, Freddie. So, thank you so much. You're so kind. Oh, that's really sweet, Ellen. No, honestly, I'm just answering your questions. That's not my job. I don't mind. So, I'll just set you back up. And then we're going to do the drip. So, this is going so quickly. It's quite shocking how quickly this is going to be done. Right. Have you watched Bake Off? I have. Has anyone, before we start talking about Bake Off, has anyone not watched it and they don't want any spoilers? Because I want to discuss it, because I'm actually up to date on it. There's only been 2 episodes, isn't there? I haven't missed any. There's only been 2. I really struggled to watch it on Tuesday because it wasn't on iPlayer, and I kept going on there and it kept not being on there. Right, let me plug you back in. Right, so no one said anything. So we're going to discuss Bake Off. Little warning for you guys, if you don't want any spoilers, then if you're watching playback, just skip ahead a little bit. So, in regards to Bake Off, was anyone just annoyed that, I can't remember their names, so don't come for me, but the 2 ladies that did the rocking horses for the gingerbread section, why did one of them not do gingerbread? Like, I know she probably did it at home and she was saying that it worked, but I just wouldn't risk it, because you've got the time pressure of being on the show and not baking at home, and also just the stress that if it goes wrong, that's your one chance. So I don't know why she didn't just do gingerbread. And then it all started breaking, and I was thinking, why did you, like, I feel like sometimes they try and be too different, and she was trying to be a showstopper, and unfortunately it just started breaking and it looked terrible by the end of it. So I felt really bad for her. But at the same time I was like, you should have just done gingerbread. Sometimes they make it so hard for themselves, and I'm like, don't make it any harder than it needs to be. But the other girl that did the rocking horse, the young girl, she's really, really good. I feel like she's 19, something like that. She's really young, but she's very, very good. So yes, if anyone has any thoughts on Bake Off, let me know, because I have a few favourites. I don't know their names, but I definitely have a few favourites. I really liked the snooker table. I'm still on about the gingerbread part because I thought that was really good. Literally when the saddle is nice, I was crying. Literally, like, that was the only bit that stayed together. As soon as she tried to glue it together and it cracked, I was already like, please just stop. Like, stop trying to put it together. She needed to do it like laid down or something because it was not going to stand up on its own. And also, I really liked the aeroplane that was going around. I thought that that was really smart. I liked the snooker table. What else was there? There was another one that was really good. The ones that kind of came in the top 3 of that challenge. But I thought they were all pretty good, apart from the rocking horse that was not up. That was bad. And also the ship. I can't remember what the theme of it was, but it was the ship that was really, really messy. I didn't think that that was very good. But apart from that, that challenge was pretty good. And then what was the other one? Remind me, Freddie, because you'll know. But and the guy that keeps getting Star Baker, yeah, I like him as well. What was the other challenge? There was the gingerbread. God, I've literally forgotten already. I only watched it like 2 days ago. We're just gonna pour this on here while we're chatting. What was the other challenge? Oh, the windmill one. That was really good. Yeah, the windmill was amazing. What was the other challenge? Someone please tell me what the other challenge is. It's really annoying me. Was it Swiss rolls? Was that this week or was that last week? Jammy biscuits and brandy snaps. I'm glad that you guys remember. Yeah, the jammy biscuits, again, there was a couple where they were really good, and then I think there was like 1 or 2 where they weren't great. I was surprised how critical they were of the jammy biscuits, because like if you think of what it is, like it's a biscuit, and obviously you're on Bake Off, but like I didn't realise how much went into a jammy dodger. Like there was a solid criteria for that, and they were like, there's too much jam, there's too much cream, it's not circular enough. Like I was quite shocked. I was like, wow, I do not think I'd bode well on this show at all. Especially because when they come around and ask you what you're doing, I would literally just be like, I don't know. Like because I wing everything, I would be terrible on that because I don't really plan things that much. So I think I would not bode well on Bake Off. The brandy snaps, there were some really cool ones of those. I think it was the ice cream cone. Was there an ice cream cone one? Pretty sure. Again, the guy that did the aeroplane in the gingerbread, his brandy snaps they weren't that pretty, but apparently they were, what do you call it? They were really good, but they just weren't that pretty. Are we talking Bake Off? I can't wait till it comes here so I can binge it. Yes, we are talking Bake Off. Apologies to anyone joining that doesn't want any spoilers. But I can't wait because I already had to wait a week to discuss it with everyone. So we're a bit excited. But yeah, I'm loving it. Also, can we just talk about Noel? I love him. Like, Noel makes that show for me. Like, his outfits make me so happy, and also just him in general. Like, him on that show, he just makes me laugh every episode. I love it. If he wasn't there, I think I would like it considerably less. Like, I know it's a baking show, but he just does make it even better. The old lady is really annoying as well. Can't believe she didn't go. Her house thing was crap. That's the one that I was trying to think of. Yes, the houses that weren't very... Like, everyone can make a gingerbread house, but all the other things that everyone was making were really difficult. I feel like she was not very imaginative in that. Right, we've done the drip, just to confirm. We're going to do some piping on the top, and then we're going to place all the golf stuff on it, and then we're done. I need to do some grass, so I need my grass tip. So, yeah, like, as horrible as it sounds, because I don't want to, like, badmouth the older lady, However, I feel like, one, she isn't as good as everyone else, and a lot of the time I feel like she sometimes gets a pass because she just like plays it off a bit, and it's just seen as like, oh, it's a bit of a mistake, like, oh, she didn't do as well today. Whereas some of the younger ones I feel like get a harder time. I feel like they do the same on things like MasterChef and Sewing Bee. Some people get a really hard time when they do like the smallest thing wrong, and then others don't really get moaned at that much. I don't know why, but yeah, we love Noel. I love Noel. He's great. He makes the show for me. Which one do I want? I want that one, I think. So, will this live be available to rewatch later? Oh, you've deleted it. I saw it anyway. So, yeah, it will be available later. All the lives are kept. There's a playlist on my YouTube, which is called Lives, and you can literally go back and rewatch any one that you want. They're all kept there. Looks beautiful, that drip. Thank you. I do love the white chocolate drip. It does just make it so much better. I'm hoping that this nozzle isn't too small for this bag that already has a hole cut in it. That is very close. I'm reusing a bag because, as we discussed earlier, if anyone missed it, I've run out of piping bags. So I'm reusing 2. I don't think it will be long until the lady with the orange hair will go either. She has a similar jumper to Noel. She's funny. Yeah, I like her, but I also feel like sometimes, again, like she might not try as much. Whereas there are some people that are really trying on there, and then I feel like there's some where they just sort of go on there for fun. So they obviously try, but like they're not trying as hard, I feel like. Or maybe it's not as big of a deal to them if they go home, I don't know. But I always feel like on shows like that, there's people that try really, really hard, and then there are some people that kind of just like coast through, and they still try, but they're not as like invested. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you probably know what I mean. I am just putting all this green into a piping bag with a grass nozzle. It's one I got off Amazon. It's literally just a set of 3 nozzles. I don't think it was Wilton or anything like that. It was like an unmarked nozzle. But they are really good. Really, really good for grass. Any like golf or rugby cakes, anything like that, they're perfect for. I think the young vegan girl will blossom and potentially win, either her or the Star Baker. I completely agree. I really like the young girl. She is really, really good. Like, really good. I'm hoping that this nozzle doesn't come out of here. Yeah, she's really, really good. I really like her. And she just makes me jealous because I wish I was 19 or whatever she is and as talented as she is. It does upset me a little bit because some of them, like, I would consider that they're more skilled than me, but they're still on Bake Off, and I'm like, I want to go on Bake Off, but you can't because I have a business, so I can't, even though some of them are still better than me, even though they're just hobby bakers. So I'm like, I should be allowed to go on there as well. Right, I'm going to bring this here so that you can literally just see the top of it because we're just piping grass on it. Right, where is the front? Here. So roll the sleeves up because I can just see that going badly. Put the, Yeah, the problem is I don't have any more piping bags. I have one, but the hole is bigger than this one. So I need one that's smaller, and I literally have none. So I'm just gonna have to hold it. Also, has anyone been to the Cake and Bake show? The first day was on today, the next day is tomorrow, and then I'm there on Sunday. I saw that Jilly went, but I don't know if she's on the live. So Jilly, if you're watching, even if it's like playback, let me know how it was in the comments, because I'm so excited. It looked really good. If anyone watches Extreme Cake Makers on Netflix, Molly from Extreme Cake Makers, the one that makes like crazy stuff, she was there today. I don't know if she's there every day or whether she's just there today, but I'm hoping that I get to meet her because I really like her. The buttercream is starting to come through the side of the bag. we need a smaller bag. This is not I mean, it's fine, but it's not what I want. I would prefer a smaller bag. You literally, obviously it's all random, but I pipe upwards and then I let go, like I stop squeezing, and then it will drop and it will go in like random directions, or sometimes it stays up. But it just means that you get a more like grass-like effect where it's all randomly drooping. I think I'm going to do it over the whole top section here, just because I'm going to have bits sat on it and it makes more sense, I think. Hi Claire, how are we all? I think quite a few more people have joined, so I hope you're all doing good. Right. So that is all grassed up on the top. Oh yeah, I just realised I forgot to mention, my whole website has free delivery on it, on orders over £10, which is pretty much most stuff that I sell. There's very few items that are under £10. So yeah, but it ends tonight. It's only for Friday. So if you want to get anything on the website, then it will be linked on my channel. So if you want to go and check that out. But there's postals, there's products on there, and also merchandise, which are all covered by it. So yeah, free delivery, and it's like, it's going to be tracked 48, so it gets to you in like 2 days. So yeah, but they'll all be posted on Tuesday, anything that is purchased, unless it's like merchandise where it might take a little bit longer to make, but anything else. So yes, that is available until midnight. So we are going to start putting the stuff on the top. The board is going to have golf balls around it, which we still need to make. So we'll clean that off, and then there'll be tiny bits of buttercream to just stick them down. I think there might be like a round, what do you call it? Like a border, just to go round the base of grass, which will then stick the balls onto it. I'll see, or I'll just put individual bits. Is there a way I can watch if I'm not in the same country? You can use a VPN, which I think you can change where you're based. So like I can use a VPN and say that I'm in America and get American TV. I think if you Google like VPN, like UK VPN, something like that, or like which VPN, then they'll be able to put you onto a different country, if that makes sense. So yes, we're going to do a border, but that'll be after, because I want to do all the stuff on top first. I need to figure out how I'm placing it all. I'm just scraping the excess off the board. There we go. I need to wash my hands quickly. Have you seen the Kitchenaid Sifter? But it was weighing scales built in. I love it so much, but I don't have a Kitchenaid. I have not seen that. It sounds like it might be a lot less hassle than the icing clouds that I get. I usually just pour in my icing sugar and hope for the best. It is the messiest thing ever. My counters are so dusty from all the icing sugar, but I usually just like pour it and, like I say, hope for the best. I'm just going to get all these fondant bits out, so I'll show you them individually. So I need to figure out placement, so I'm going to get them all out so that I can work out what I'm doing. So we have a flag. I'm not going to put that on the board because it'll get dirty. Then we have a club, I believe. A golf club, a spare one. Then this is really cool. I thought this was really, really cool. A little golf bag. Look at the detail. Don't want to drop it, but the little handles and everything around the back, I thought that was really cool. Then we have a little green with some golf balls. And then we have a man, his shoe did fall off, which was not my fault, that arrived like it. However, it also isn't the lady's fault, because it's the postal service. However, I think I can just place it down. See, his shoe fell off. But because I'm placing it on the top here, I should be able to just place it down. There's loads of glitter on here, and it's on all of them, and I haven't used any silver glitter, so I don't know where that's from. I need a little brush. I don't know if that was when she was doing it. Weird. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to start, I don't know which order to do it in. I think he should be like laying towards this. I don't know. I'm really confused as to how I'm going to lay this out. You know what I need? I am going to lay it on here so that I get an idea of what I'm doing, because I've got no idea what order that I want these to be in, and I don't want to place it on there until I'm absolutely sure. Do you leave your brownies in the fridge overnight if you're sending them the next day? I try to, unless I am super busy and I don't make them the night before. Most of the time I do, but I have recently been making them in the morning, and then I leave them in the fridge and I post them by 5 o'clock. So I need some scissors for this. I did not realise that it was this difficult. Yeah, so then they're in the fridge like all day. Because if you think at night you sleep for, I mean, I sleep for about 7 hours, so not very long. So if they're in the fridge for 7 hours, then as long as you bake them like reasonably early in the morning, like if I bake them at like 8 AM, then they're going to be in the fridge until 5. So then they last pretty well. So, I think I want you to be right next to that. So that's what we're going with. I think he needs to have his club because he's fallen over. And then maybe the bag goes in the corner. And then I think the flag needs to go in the green. You can't see. And then the flag goes in here. So this is the sort of layout we're going for. So yeah, and then that goes in there. I think, yeah, we're gonna go for that before I change my mind. So. Hi, loving the cake. I finally managed to watch live. I normally end up watching them once they're finished. Oh, you made it. Yes, usually people either make it to the live or they have to re-watch at a later time. It just depends when people are free. Because people are either free in the morning or free in the evening. I feel like there's no in between. So, we are going to place him. I need to be able to put his shoe on. His shoe. How are we going to do this? I am going to put a cocktail stick in it, I think. Am I? Or am I just going to move this? That needs to be moved a little bit. I need to put his shoe on. Actually, piping gel. I'm going to add a little bit of piping gel. Luckily, I have some. But yeah, I don't know what she used, but it fell off. So we are doing a little operation on this guy. And hopefully his foot stays on. Right. Paintbrush. And hopefully his foot will stay on. I'm going to put loads on here as well. So that hopefully you need to stay on there. Right. Okay. His foot is not on his foot. Oh, why did this happen? This isn't even my fault. Okay. We should be fine. So. And then we're gonna lay, how would his club lay? Like if he fell over, do I put it the same way as him or would it be like a different way? I don't know. Boom. I didn't get the notification tonight for some reason, so just joined. Oh, that's annoying, Sharon, but luckily you'll be able to watch later. I don't know why YouTube does that sometimes. It doesn't let people know that I'm on. That's why I schedule it as well, because like sometimes it still just doesn't tell people. Right, and then I don't know where to put his bag. Right, his bag either goes here. I think we're going to go for that. But I like his bag. The bag's really cool, so I kind of want it in the front. Right, we're doing bag here. It's done now. And then his club, I think I'm just going to lay it down. Boom. So that is what it looks like on the top. So that's the top done. I've got a few spare golf balls, so I think I might just like drop them on the front. What colour green is that, Amy? It's forest green. I might put them by the, what do you call it? The stick? I don't know what I called it earlier. But yeah, that's what we're calling it now. The stick. So, that is what the top looks like. So the front is where that line is. So that's what it looks like from the front. We're going to put that back in the fridge. I need to cover it somehow because I don't want to affect the fondant. So I think we're going to have to put it in its box. That is such a big box. Golf club. I'm glad you're here because I do not know how to speak apparently. Yeah, it's a golf club. That's what I was getting at. Golf club, not stick. I don't know what I was on about there. So, after the whole Cake Decorating Co drama, where they've never got an order wrong, and I've ordered them from them so many times, but they forgot my boxes, and instead of sending me them, they just refunded, and then refunded the delivery, which, like, obviously I'm happy with, but I still don't have the boxes. And I looked in my cupboard and I was like, right, I need to do an order. I didn't get round to it, but I was like, it's not essential. I can do it this weekend because I haven't got any cakes until midweek next week. So I was like, well, it can arrive on Monday and that's perfectly fine. So I didn't do an order. And then I was like, oh yeah, I've got the board, I've got the 10-inch board, but I don't have the box to go with it because they forgot them. And also for my dad's cake tomorrow, I don't have a box, but obviously luckily I don't need one because it's here. like the parties here. But otherwise I would need a box for that as well, which I also don't have. So yeah, I had to go and buy one, and it's a 12-inch box, which is too big, but I couldn't find any 10-inch boxes, so that's what we're working with. So we've got to try and fit this in the fridge because it's so much bigger than the cake board. It's 2 inches bigger, so I do not need it this big, but it's also going to make it difficult trying to actually get it in the fridge, so that's fun. Anyone's Wi-Fi keep going, then you're behind, but I want to catch up to the front but not miss bits. So you're always like 50 seconds behind. I think that's just you because I am on here. My iPad is like up to date as far as I can see. So I think it might just be you. Other people might also be having the same issue, but I think we're pretty good on Wi-Fi today, surprisingly. I thought it was going to be way worse. Right. So, one last look before it goes in the fridge. So that's the top of it. These are not my fondant toppers, just in case anyone's joining late. I did not make these. I got them from an Etsy seller. I will confirm her details in a minute. I just need to actually get it up on my iPad. But yeah. So that's what it looks like so far. So we've got a man, a golf club at the back, not a stick, flag, bag, and like putting area. I don't know what it's called, but you know what I mean. So we are going to put that in the fridge. And then we're going to make the fondant golf balls, which are going around the outside. So I don't think this is going to fit in my fridge. Actually, bear with. I'm just rearranging. Right, we may fit that in, fingers crossed. Cake looks fantastic. Thank you Denise, thank you Sammy, thank you Samantha. Right, this massive box. So let's see if we can fit it in here. And then what I'm going to do is rest the lid over the top so that it doesn't condensate, hopefully. Right, that was very close, but it fit, so that was the main thing. We're going to make the fondant balls now. just the golf balls. They're very easy to make, but I can stay and chat whilst I make them. That light keeps coming on, it's freaking me out, because I keep thinking that there's someone out there. Right, so the white fondant for the golf balls, so it's fairly simple in that sense because we don't need to colour it. So I have some fondant here. I'm going to get a mat. I might have to have a snack because I am absolutely starving. Right. So we need icing sugar. Have you watched Strictly? Not this weekend. Not last weekend, sorry. I am a week behind. Yeah, I'm really behind on Strictly. I've been watching Below Deck. And also, has anyone, because it is the most like outrageous but also like compulsive watch program, has anyone watched Squid Game? Because I need to vent to someone about it because it was shocking. I thought it was so shocking. It was really addictive to watch, like I couldn't stop watching it, but at the same time I was like, who came up with this idea? Because it is crazy. So yeah, has anyone watched Squid Game? It's the Korean program that's on Netflix, and it's basically a game show where they pick up people that are in a lot of debt and try and like persuade them to do this game, which turns out to not just be a game, and then people like die, and it's basically a fight for your life, because they're in like billions of pounds worth of debt. So they're like very far gone. You wouldn't necessarily consider going on that show if you had like a few £1,000s of debt, but these were like gamblers and stuff. So the idea is that they either die in real life, like at home, because they have like debt collectors and all that kind of stuff, or they go in this game and they potentially win billions of pounds and then they pay off all their debts. So it's a really weird concept, but it's really good. I finished it. I watched about 5 episodes within like the first few hours, and then I was like, right, I need to finish this, and then I finished it all in one night. It was really, really good, but still shocking. Below Deck is so unbelievably incredible. I watched it all in the multiple lockdowns. I'm watching season 6 of the Mediterranean. I think that's right. I think that's the one I'm watching. And that's coming on weekly. So I think there's 2 episodes that I'm behind on. I had been watching like the other ones, which are old, like the other places that they do, but this one is like coming out as we speak. So that one's like a new one that's coming out, but that's really good. Oh my god, I was talking to someone about this earlier. So Zoe is talking about Murder Island, which is a new crime thing that's on. I should probably start doing something, so I'm gonna try and multitask, which I'm not very good at because I end up just talking. But I spoke to my sister about this because I thought it looked really good. She didn't look that impressed, if I'm honest, but I thought it looked really good. I think it's basically just like a crime program about a murder on an island, which sounds just really simple, but it looks really good. It looks really like suspenseful, so I'm looking forward to that. And I find that Channel 4 is quite good for TV shows, so there's the ones. I'm not following Freddie. Elizabeth, how can you offer free delivery and profit? Obviously it's not something that you do every day. It's the same as when someone offers a 20% sale. If you do a 20% sale on something that is say £20, then that's £4, which is the same price as delivery. So yeah, sometimes offering, I mean, there's places that offer 50% sometimes, like, which I never do because I think that's way too much. But yeah, like, it's not something you do every day. It's an offer which you can do it at popular times. So like, I picked today because it's payday, so I knew that everyone had been paid, so it's a good time to do it. But I wouldn't do it like on a random day in the month, because then it's likely that people aren't going to have money. So yeah, you want to time it right when you do your sales, because obviously there will be times when people like won't be bothered, and other times when it's going to be more popular for people to spend the money. But yeah, you just make less of a profit. However, I already make a high enough profit on my stuff. I wouldn't necessarily recommend other people doing it, because like, it depends on what your profit margin is. But I mean, I've seen some bakers that sell brownie slabs for like £7. Mine are £11.50. So it's like, even if I do the free delivery, I'm still making more profit than them. So yeah, it really depends what your pricing is as to whether you can offer it. My pricing is high enough that I can offer free delivery and still make a profit. But like I say, it's only for one day. It's not something that is going to be on there for days at a time. So that's why it doesn't matter too much. But yeah. Right, I am just trying to warm this up. I'm thinking I've got a mould which I think I can use for this, and they're like half circles, so I was thinking I can put them in there and then kind of like push them out the other way, and then there'll be a half circle, and then I can do all the little imprints in them. It's a little semicircle mould basically, so I think I'm going to use that. I believe it is not in here, or maybe it is. No, I think it's in my office, so I'm gonna run and get that. So this is what I'm using. So it's a semicircle mould, and I'm just going to push the fondant into there, and then I can push it out the other way, and then hopefully it will hold its shape. Fingers crossed. I'm planning on making my son a cake for his 2nd birthday. Could I bake the sponges and keep them in the fridge and stack, decorate, etc. the next day? Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure you wrap them in cling film. If you want, you can bake them and then crumb coat, and then it means that the next day your crumb coat will be really nice and set. I would recommend doing that, rather than like getting up and then having to stack them, because then you've got to stack them and then wait a few hours at least before you do the final coat. So that way, if you do the crumb coat the night before, then you can wake up in the morning and it's ready to be decorated whenever you're ready. But yeah, you can just keep them in cling film. Just note that they last, like, I would say 3 days. I always advise 3 days from when the customer gets it, which is 4 days from baking, but they do last like usually 7 days. But yeah, just make sure that you're not leaving them in the fridge too long before you crumb coat. And also, your crumb coat acts as like a barrier, so then it means that you don't have to have a cover on it. You can just have your cake like I do. The cake's just in the fridge. I don't always put them in a box, and that's just because the icing acts as a layer of like protection so that it doesn't dry out. So I am just trying to work out how much I need to put in here. Don't want to overfill them. Okay, that method actually works. So I'm literally just pushing them in there. Thank you, Natalie. Yeah, it looks good. I'm happy with it. We just got to put these little golf balls around the bottom and then we'll be done. But yeah, I'm pleased. Like, I've been using a lot of fondant people recently, and I've actually been quite like pleasantly surprised with how good they are, and like I found a couple of people that I would use regularly. So yes, that is very, very good. I know. Oh my god, tell me about it, Freddie. Stresses me out. So yes, I have been doing a lot of fondant stuff recently. Most of it has been made by other people, which is my favourite type of fondant cake when it's not made by me. Like, the fondant accessories aren't made by me. However, there has been quite a few recently where I have been doing the fondant details, which has been scary. But yeah, I want to be able to offer fondant details. I just think it's nice to be able to say yes to a cake rather than be like, oh, I can't do that. So yeah, I'm trying to build up my fondant skill so that I can just cater for more people, because it just opens up your opportunities a lot more. So we will see. Did that girl like the Roblox cake? Yeah, she did. So that was a relief, because that was a lot of fondant, and that was all me as well. That was scary, because like I say, I don't do fondant, and there was nothing on that was made by anyone else. Whereas like this, obviously all of the things that I'm using on today's were made by someone else, which is lovely. So that made my life a whole lot easier. And I think I've got another cake that has some fondant on it. It's a Avengers Cake, and it's buttercream base, then it's got the red and white Avengers stripes and the Avenger A on the front, which is fondant. And then the, the figures on the top are made out of fondant. So I've got to make a Hulk hand, a Captain America shield. I need to make some spider webs, which will be out of marshmallow. And there's something else on there. I can't remember what, but yeah, there's quite a bit of fondant on that, so that'll be interesting. Where do you get the fondant toppers from? Okay, let me just go on my Etsy quickly. Do I have it on here? Yes, I do. I'm just loading it up on my iPad just so that I can tell you the person that bought them from, because she is on Etsy. I think it's Gail's Cakes, but I need to check the spelling, because I know that it wasn't a normal, or like the most common spelling. So I thought I need to make sure that I know it before I tell you. The hammer, yes, it was the hammer. The hammer is the other thing. Yeah, so that's what I've got to make for that cake. That's at the end of October, so I'm not too worried about that. Bear with. I don't know how many of these I want. I think I'm gonna do 8. I'd rather have too many than too little, because they do need to set. So right. Oh, it wants me to log in. That's hassle. Bear with. I'm just logging into my Etsy. Right. Yes, I knew it was that. Right, it is Gail's Cakes. It is, I'm just checking the spelling. It is Gael Cakes. No, Gaels, Gail's Cakes. That's who I got the fondant toppers from. And she is very, very good. I need some more fondant and I need a paper towel. So, or Iron Man's face. God, I can't talk today. It was definitely the hammer. So yes, glad we sorted that. Yeah, the hammer is what I've got to make. Which again, the hammer looks very simple. It's literally just like the hammer and then the handle. So it's going to be very easy to make. It's not anything that I would consider to be complicated. So again, I'm not too worried about that. Hi Danny, how is your day? It's been good, actually. It's been very chilled. I haven't been exactly working very fast today. You know, you just sometimes have those days. Like, obviously everything's going to be done in time. It's only 11 p.m. and I'm taking my time with this cake. It's not actually, this would easily not take me this long, but yeah, I think it's going pretty well as of yet, and it will be finished within the next like 10 minutes, and then we will be on to just tidying up really. I've booked to go to Alton Towers with my friends for Halloween for Fright Night. I really want to go to Thorpe Park for Fright Night, but we need to actually book it. I think we're not sure because we found this other thing. So Thorpe Park is like an hour or so from us, so it's a bit of hassle, and it's also always very, very busy. Whereas we found this, it's like a haunted farm, so it's like 15 minutes from us, and they have mazes the same as they do at like Thorpe Park, but they just don't have the rides, which we do go there for the rides other times, so it's not essential, but I'm thinking that we might do that as a group, because it's £20, which I thought was such a steal. But I do love Thorpe Park and Alton Towers so much. It's like my favourite place to go. I love roller coasters. Right, I think I'm going to use the end of this paintbrush to do the little dots. Are these going to come out the way I want them? Squished him a bit. I think I need to let them set because he's all right. One of them's come out fine, but he's a little squished. So I'm gonna have to put you back in. Thanks, Amy. I paused the live and came back, and that all made sense to me. I'm sorry, I've forgotten what we were on about. Oh, about the free delivery. Yes. Yes, as long as you're not doing it for too long, it's fine. My son loves that show, but he says it's very emotional. There's times he can't watch it. Literally, there were times where I was like on the verge of crying. It's such a roller coaster of a show, and it's got a massive twist at the end as well. So yes, very stressful to watch, if I'm completely honest. Apparently it's really good though. Yes, it's very, very good. I binge watched it. But yes, very stressful at the same time. I felt like it was, like, I wasn't relaxed while I was watching it. However, it was still really good. I am going to put these in the fridge for a second. I know everyone always says not to put fondant in the fridge, but I always find that it's fine. So I'm going to put them in there just to firm them up a little bit, and then what I'm going to do is take them out the mould. I just need them to not be soft when I take them out, and I don't have time to be like just waiting for them to harden, because I don't really want them to harden completely, because I do need to imprint them to make them look like golf balls. So I just want them to harden ever so slightly, but not very much. So and then we're going to trial it out on here. Are you going to see the new James Bond film, No Time to Die? I really want to see it. Like, I really want to see it. My family's going. When are they going? Oh, I need a bigger thing to imprint this. I think we're gonna go for you. Yeah, I really want to go and see it. Has anyone seen it already? Is it, you can go and see it, can't you? Or is it from tomorrow? I'm sure that I read somewhere that it was either out already to the public. I know there was the premiere. Oh, you went today? Yeah, so it is out. Yeah, I really want to go. I need to organise it because I love James Bond. So my brother literally had the whole like box set and everything. I'm just using this little tool to imprint. You can dry fondant out a little quicker in lukewarm over. Works a treat, and don't leave the oven on like I did and melt your figure. So how do you do that? What do you mean lukewarm? Oh, oven. Lukewarm oven. Yeah, I have never tried that. I think I need to do a test run before I put my final work in there, because knowing me, I'll put it in there and absolutely ruin it. But what I might do is when I have some free time, I'll test it out and then I'll know like times and everything. Right. That's what he looks like. So that's the first one. So it's literally just like an imprinted. Obviously it's not meant to be a whole ball because it is going to be like rested up against the cake. So we agreed on like half ones, but yeah. That's what they're all going to look like. Just little imprinted balls. Turn the oven on gas mark 2 or 3. Sorry, I'm so tired. Warm it up for a couple of minutes, then turn it off. Put the fondant in and it dries out in like 10 minutes. I may try it. I don't know, I'm scared. I'm not very good at following instructions. What I'm going to do is when I take those out the fridge, I'll see what they're like. Because whether I put them on tonight, I'm not sure. Or whether to put them on in the morning. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. Let's take these out of here. So, let's see. Nope. He was not set at all. To be fair, they're not that hard to actually like get back into shape because I am going to be squishing them a little bit. They've like semi kept their shape. Right. Yeah, see, they're very easy to sort of put back into shape. So even though they're not necessarily perfectly circular, as soon as I start sort of like pushing holes into them, then obviously they're not going to be that circular anyway. Oh my gosh, that one came out and just fired at me. There we go. Oh, they're coming out a little bit easier now. You do not like, that one did not look like it was coming out. So most of these are pretty good semicircles. Right, what do I want to do? I wanted to dust it with a little bit of icing sugar. Right, I've just dusted them. I'm getting cup of tea envy. That's Jules for you. She came in a little while ago and made me tea. Right, so I've dusted them. Now I'm just going to, where did I just put that brush? He needs a little more. So satisfying. Honestly, it's quite therapeutic doing it. I think because they're quite thick, they don't bend or anything. So I think I'm literally just going to put them straight on the cake, or like straight on the board, because I don't think I even need to wait until the morning, because they will go a bit harder, obviously, on the cake, but they're pretty, like, because they're thick enough. But that's what they look like, little like half circles. So when you just started talking, I thought there was someone in my house. Oh my god, did I scare you? Right, I'm doing my biggest order yet in a few weeks. Really nervous. What is it? What are you making? So, what do I want? Move you here. I need to get the cake out. Oh, that was lucky. Right. A 2-tier birthday cake with fondant for a 21st being painted silver. I would recommend spraying it. I've done that with a cake before. I sprayed it gold. It's so much easier than painting, because sometimes when you paint you get lines. But obviously if you've painted before, then like stick with that. Don't listen to me. I just mean if you haven't, then I'd recommend that. I need to wash my hands. So we are going to clean the board. You know what I need? What brand? I use this. It's PME Luster Spray. It's really quick as well. Like, that's the only thing, like, if you paint, it takes so long. But yeah, try out the spray. Like, maybe do it on like a test run, like a piece of paper or something, just so that you see what it kind of comes out like. But it's obviously a lot quicker than sitting and painting. board is all nice and clean. We're going to pipe some grass. I think I'm going to do it all the way around. I think it might look weird if I only do it in certain places. Oh no, our bag has burst. Right. That's so annoying. Can I hold it maybe? Trying to figure out how to do this because I've only got 2 piping bags and both of them, the nozzle is too small for the bag. You could use a freezer bag and cut off the corner. That's a really good idea. I think I'm a bit far gone now, but that is definitely something that I will do in the future because it's probably a lot easier than what I'm trying to do now. But my hands are that dirty with buttercream that I'm holding the nozzle at this point. Right, where's the front? Okay, right. I need to wash my hands. I'm covered in green buttercream. What made you decide to sell your cake? It looks brilliant. Honestly, I just one day decided I wanted to make cakes and sell them, and it was a very impulse decision, and I think everyone in my family thought that it was going to be like an idea that just wears off, and then it didn't, so I just kind of ran with it. I made the perfect amount of golf balls to go around this cake. So, it's all finished. It's all done, guys. So, right, this is the finished, just turning it so it's the right way around. This is the finished look. So as you can see, there's all the bits on top for anyone that missed it. And then we got the golf balls around the base. So yes, that is all finished. So I'm going to shove it back in the fridge quickly. He is all done, so we're done. I'm gonna make this area look slightly more presentable. So yeah, if anyone has any last minute questions, ask them now before I cut off the live. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed that. I hope that you found it useful as usual, and like I say, there will be one tomorrow morning. I'm gonna say, I don't want to like tell you to set your alarms for too late, but I'm thinking 8:30. So yeah, I don't need to go out and get anything. And even if I start and I'm literally in like jogging bottoms and look horrible, that's what we're gonna go with. So yeah, I think I'm gonna plug this charger in before my iPad dies. But yeah, we're gonna go live roughly about 8:30 because I think all my family's gone to bed, so I should probably be a bit quieter. But because like I say, my dad won't be out of bed before like 10. So as long as I get the cake mostly done, because it will be in my fridge. So what I need to do is get the main cake done so that he doesn't see that. And then the fondant stuff, I can literally do it in my office. Like I can move into my office and do it in there because I've got a table in there. So I'll probably do that, and then it means that it's hidden. And then I'll come back in, add all the stuff onto the cake. And then that's that. So I just need to really get it iced and the drip done, and then the rest of it I can do in my office. So then it means if he's up, then we can like go and hide. So yes, that's the plan. But there will be a live tomorrow morning. So if you are early birds, then make sure that you're up. It was a really good show. What advice do you have for a gourmet brownie shop? Very similar advice to everyone else. Be what do you call it? Consistent. Like make sure that all of your socials are consistent, and that you as a person are consistent, and that you don't like slack in any way in trying to grow your business, because I feel like it's very important to be very on social media and very present, because otherwise there's so many bakers that people forget about you. And also be unique. I say it to everyone, but Like, it's such a simple thing, but it's so important, because if you think, if there's 5 people in your area who do a certain thing, then you want to be the one that stands out the most. So yeah, hopefully you can make yourself unique enough that you stand out, and then you'll sell more than your competitors. But there is still kind of like enough orders to go round, I would say. You're never going to be able to be the person that fulfills everything, so there are going to be other people in the same industry. Like, I couldn't make all the cakes for my area because there's too many people, so you need other people, like competitors, to take on that work, but at the same time you still want to be unique enough that they pick you. And just like practice, like make sure that you've practiced your recipes loads, you've practiced your decorating so that your decorating is up to standard, because I feel like the way, not only does it have to taste good, the finished product of how it looks is like a big part in what sells it, because that's what people see in photos. So yes, what design are you doing? We are doing a tie-dye, so it's fishing themed, so I've got to make lots of little fondant bits, which I probably need to make more in advance. I don't know, the party isn't till 2, so I'm thinking that I could make the cake, and if it's done by like 10:30 and it's in the fridge, then when I start making all the fondant bits, well, actually the cake will be done by, if I start 8:30, the cake will be done by 9:30 easily, like the drip and everything, but it's just the toppings. So then I'll probably make the fondant bits, and then they've got plenty of time to dry, so I think they should be fine. They're very like simple fondant bits, so it's not like they need masses of time to set. And I also can put a bit of Tylo powder in to speed it up, but yeah, so it's tie-dye, it's green, blue and brown tie-dye, which is meant to kind of look like a bit of like camo swamp kind of vibes. And then there's going to be a fondant pond on the top, and then I'm going to pipe grass, the same as I did on this cake, around the pond. And then there's going to be little fishing fondant bits. And then around the base of the board there's going to be grass, and it's going to have chocolates on it, and I need to put 65 on it somewhere. And the little sign for the fishing is going to say something that relates to my dad, like it will be like Lou's Pond or something like that, like fishing related. So yeah, that is what we've got to do for that. So that will be a complicated design. Oh my god, I was up at 7 AM this morning for a walk, and then I went to spin. I've got back into the gym and I am exhausted, like so tired. I did 2 spins yesterday, 1 today, 1 on Wednesday, 1 on Monday, and I also did legs, bums and tums on Tuesday, and I did an abs on Wednesday. So I'm exhausted. And then on Monday we start all over again. So yes, lots of exercise recently, which is just so tiring, which is why I need to go to bed as soon as possible. So as usual, I'm gonna love you and leave you. We have finished the cake, so there is kind of like nothing else really. I think I've answered everyone's questions, so that's good. But yeah, I will see the early birds in the morning. Anyone that's obviously not up before like 9 AM, you might miss the start. I'm hoping that I can get up that early, fingers crossed. I will schedule it, so if you haven't got a notification yet, then go on to my YouTube and it should be scheduled, so like it will show as like a live and it's scheduled. And then obviously if it's not scheduled, then you know that I'm not up or I'm not ready. But yeah, I'm hoping that I can schedule it so that you know in advance when it is. So yeah, that's the plan. And I'm gonna go to bed because I'm really tired, and it is quarter to 12, so we need to go to bed. And then I will see you guys in the morning for an early live. So yeah,